Hi, this is Chantal on the Trickle Up Podcast yet again, and we're here to give you some very demure, very mindful marketing insights. And today, to delve into this topic, we have with us the boss, the myth. I botched it again. It's here.
This is why I let it
This
free
is
flow.
why I don't write my puns and my
Okay, let's
jokes
continue.
down.
We'll
But
leave this
okay,
in.
okay.
We'll leave this in.
Yeah.
Come on, Chantal.
Yeah,
Can you leave
I got
in?
this. Yes, we can. Okay. And to help shed some light on our topic, we have with us today the man, the myth, and the boss who believes if you're early, you're on time. And if you've watched our podcast, you probably know how this ends. We have the Sif Abdul with us. And would you like to start and get head into our topic?
Yes. So, Chantal, thank you very much for that great introduction. We're podcasting again. So the last time I believe we were podcasting on your second day. Second day. So second day in, and you've been told sit down and do a podcast.
Yeah.
So first of all, I'd like to recognize and say well done for that. And now we're on our second podcast between myself and you, and hopefully it'll be a good podcast. And we'll have some mistakes. I think, Abdul Hadi tells me all the time that I say and he has to constantly cut it out. So that's the one thing I'm trying to do today is not say and as that much. So, thank you very much. And I think one of the things that I wanted to get out early on is why do we even do this?
Yeah.
You know, a significant disruption in the day. We have to clear everyone from this floor. We have to send everyone upstairs, work upstairs. And we've been here for the last 2 hours setting up with all the lights and the cameras and everything. And don't get me wrong, even I think about it. I think, why the hell do we do this? But the reason being why, video is king.
Absolutely.
Everybody loves video. And we covered this last time as well with, as a content writer, you want people to read stuff. However, nowadays, if we think of our own trends and we think of our clients and our customers, what do? They all watch video. So I think for me, this is just a bit of a chit chat we're going to have. We're going to talk about marketing. We're going to talk about Trickle Up. We're going to talk about our culture, which we're really proud of. And if anything, we're just going to create this podcast to show our clients, to show other viewers why video is really important, and it's important to get your content out there because at the moment, content is king in marketing.
Absolutely. So Trickle Up has recently celebrated their 2-year anniversary, and you've covered a plethora of things over these past 2 years. You've delved into so many niches. So would you like to put some light onto that? What niches have we explored? What kind of clients have we dealt with? And how the whole journey has been overall? Yeah,
so 2 years for Trickle Up. I'd love to say it's been really easy, but I don't think any business is easy when you're starting off. And we've had multiple clients. Some clients have done really, really well. And some clients, obviously, the performance wasn't where it was. And I think what I've realized is there's 3 types of businesses. There's one business that has no marketing whatsoever. They literally do nothing. They've got no website, they've got no branding, no logos. And unfortunately, or fortunately, it is what it is, we picked up a lot of businesses like that to begin with, where we had to deal with the branding, we had to get the logos sorted, and we had to set up websites from zero. And it's really difficult working with businesses like that because for them, they know they want something, but they don't really know what they want. And it's really difficult to work with them. And because we were starting off as well, and you could argue we were learning our trade as well. No doubt we've got skilled marketeers from top to bottom. However, coming together and bringing a project to life, that's more of you need the team to be mature, not just individuals. And I think working with them businesses was really, really difficult. And then what's happened is, the ghost of Trickle Up. So basically what's happened is working with them businesses was quite difficult, and trying to understand what they want, what they don't want, the delays in them coming back to us, because we've got to remember this, that type of business who doesn't have logos and websites and everything, usually it's quite a small business, probably only 2 or 3 people working there, and each one of them workers, they're at capacity already. So for them now to sit down and have a 2-hour brainstorm session with us, or to approve logos or give us some insight into their business, is really difficult for them to find that time. So I think that was probably our hardest time. Then I always talk about the middle group of businesses who've tried marketing. They've either tried it themselves or they've outsourced it through Fiverr or whatever, and it's not worked for whatever reason. Now, that type of business has got a better understanding of what's going to work and what's not going to work, and they understand their business. So it's a little bit more easier to work with them businesses. And the best businesses for us are the ones that are already doing something. They're already have got marketing going on. They've already got a website. They're aware of SEO. They've got good content being created.
They have somewhat of an audience.
Yeah, somewhat of an audience. But what's happening is they're not optimized, or they're not making the most out of that marketing.
They're good somewhere, but we help them get better.
Yeah, and them businesses, they're the best ones to work with. And thankfully now that we've hit our 2-year, or I don't know if it's coincidental, but now we've started to work with businesses like that. And only this month we've picked up our first charity client as well, which obviously is a really
it's a big win for the team.
Yeah, it's a big win for us, because ultimately it allows us to get into a new sector, and that was on the back of us doing multiple projects for charities and really getting into the detail of charities and understanding what are their requirements and what do they need. And I think what we've now been able to do is we've been able to take over from other marketing agencies, because we know we're going to do a better job, and we're not embarrassed to say this. We know we're going to be cheaper than many other agencies out there as well, because ultimately outsourcing, one of the biggest advantages is the cost saving that you're going to make.
So we've discussed this earlier, how outsourcing is an absolute necessity for SMEs. So getting into that, since we're handling their digital marketing, and it takes like a whole team of differently able individuals to bring all these marketing efforts together, how will you say Trickle Up has done its best to procure all those people, all those different ingredients that takes the perfect portion to bring these marketing efforts to life?
Yeah, I think when we first started and we thought about setting up a marketing team, in our naivety, we actually thought that 4 people would be able to do everything. And we were thinking, 4 people will be enough. And I believe we started with 5, and very quickly we added in our 6th. And now our marketing team is 12 people deep. So that's 12 people working with specifically just on marketing all day long. And what that means is that we've got specific video editors that are doing video editing. We've got specific graphics designers who are doing graphics, content writers as you're part of the content writing team. And then from a SEO, technical, front page, off page, backlinking, the components of marketing are very, very deep. And even now, we're looking for a email marketing specialist now, because that's something that we've got the copy and the content, but ultimately there's intricate detail that somebody needs to know on how to run a good email campaign. So that's something that we're now introducing for our clients, and then therefore we're going to have to recruit for that, and our marketing team's going to continue to grow. And how big that team's going to get, who knows? And for us, it's just about constantly looking at the gap, understanding where's the resource requirement, and then going out there and recruiting. And something that I realized recently, I was speaking to somebody and they were talking about, it was a potential client, and they said that they were looking for a head of marketing in the UK, and they've had an advert up for 3 months and they can't find anyone to come and work on site, and they wanted somebody on site. And 3 months and they can't find anyone. And I know for every one advert that we put out, on average, we get between 70 and 80 applicants. Then out of that, then we'll once we've reviewed their CVs, we'll probably do around 15 to 20 telephone interviews, and then we'll call people in for a face-to-face, probably 4 or 5 people. So that's a huge number of people.
That gives you a bigger pool of talent.
Definitely, and within Pakistan, and especially where we are in Rawalpindi and Islamabad, there's a lot of talent density here. So it's easy to find, or it's easier to find great talented people than it is in the UK. So for us, having a big team is important to be able to deliver on the objectives that our clients have set us, and we're not hesitant when we need to recruit somebody. If there's a gap and we need to find somebody, we'll put the advert out, and within 10 days we'll have recruited somebody really good, and then we can do what we need to do for our clients.
Being in the business 3-4 years myself, I've learned that marketing is always hands-on learning, and because the algorithms are always changing, the trends are always changing, there's always something new to learn or keep up with. And I feel like all marketing efforts come together when we have all these people here. We have a video editor, we have a designer, we have other performance marketers, we have people looking into SEO and backlinks, of course we have the content people. So it really, at the end of the day, it comes down to the teamwork that we're putting into bringing these projects to life.
Yeah.
So we could maybe reflect further on what it's like working with this team. How do we manage this communication? What is the chemistry like?
Well, rather than me answer that question, I think it'd be it'd probably be better for you to answer that question. So I'll ask you then. So what's it like working at Trickle Up with all the different clients, all the different team members? How do you find working here?
So first and foremost, the one thing that really works for us is that we're on the same floor, so it's easier to communicate. If I have to ask somebody to run a task for me, or if I have to provide like copy or content for something, I can just go over, walk up to them and tell them, this is what we're working on, this is how we're going to achieve it. Or what, this is my new finding, maybe we need to incorporate this into our strategy, maybe this is going to help boost this client's particular business. And then we get heads on into the board, think about it, brainstorm, see the pros and cons of things, and that really helps at the end of the day. It's contributing to everybody's learning. Even if nobody's actively participating, they're still passively listening to what we're talking about. And I think I've picked up on a few things myself when I'm passively listening to everybody else work. So I think that's really helped.
Yeah, I think there's always that dilemma, isn't there, especially after COVID, around working from home. And I know I've mentioned this on previous podcasts as well. I'm not a fan of working from home. For me, it's about working in the office. You've got that collaborative approach. You've got the ability to be able to brainstorm, and communication is just easy. And when you're working online, you have to specifically put loads and loads of effort into communication, and you're still not going to have it nowhere near as good as what it's going to be when you're going to be here face to face. So what we try and focus on, which is everybody's going to work in the office, not try and focus on, we do. And that's why it's important that our colleagues have got the ability to be able to get up and go and speak to somebody else, but then also that brainstorming and that passing on ideas. And actually the thing that I'm really thinking about is the learning. I know that everybody sits here and on a day-to-day basis, just on the back of passive conversation, people are learning things that they wouldn't do within, if you were working remotely. And even that whole office banter and having a laugh and a joke and, playing games on the whiteboard and, that kind of work social, I don't know what you'd call it.
Lightens up everybody's mood, everybody's a little fresh, we can go ahead into work after that, and it's great. All right, so another thing that we did on our 2nd anniversary was offering a marketing health check. So can you tell us how that works?
So obviously we're always looking to do new things, and what we found that online and also working with new businesses, the ones that tend not to have much going on, for them it's easy. You've not got anything going on, let's start from zero and let's work our way up. But then obviously when we started working with companies that already had agencies or already had a good level of marketing going on, then there was an opportunity for us to be able to identify how well that marketing is working for them and how impactful it is and how profitable it is as well. So what we thought of was a marketing health check. We've not counted them all up, all the points, but I believe it's in and around 25-point marketing health check. So we did that for a number of businesses, and at first we did it for businesses that were gonna become our clients, and just to give them a health check and to give them a baseline performance to say this is where you are. And I think the first time we did a health check, I think it took us 2.5 weeks. The second time we did it, I think it took us about 4 days. And then I think now we've got it nailed down where we could probably get it done within the same day. And we can turn it around within 24 hours. And every subject matter expert will do their part of their health check, and we can combine it together and we can get it sent off to a client. So we thought it'd be really good. If we're already doing this anyway, why not just do this as a marketing tactic of getting people to sign up to our marketing health check? And we had a really good result. We said that we'd do the first 5 businesses for free, and we provided them with a health check. Out of them 5, I think 4 of them wanted to become our clients, and we're still in conversation with 2 of them. The other 2, this sounds quite bad, but we've kind of said to them that no, we don't want to work with you because you're at a different kind of a trajectory. Yeah, and they probably don't need our service. They probably need to head over to Fiverr and go get the logo done and get their website sorted. And you know, it's quite small projects. So we've moved away now from doing the small projects. For us now, it's around taking on the bigger organizations that have already got marketing services going on. They're already getting leads. They're already getting their name out there, and they're the companies that we want to work with, and that's where we know we can add value and we can increase their profitability and ultimately save on their bottom line because our cost is going to be less as well. So it was really good. We made some fun videos, and one of the fun videos that we made where there were people talking in the background, and my sister-in-law spoke to my wife and said, "Oh, did Tasif not know there were people talking in the background?" And he shouted at them, and it's on the video. Just, I think there was a few other people that didn't understand it because there was a few comments that we had as well. And I think some of the comments that we get on videos are a bit shocking as well. But here we are. We continue to do what we need to do.
Of course.
And I think that, I know I've already touched on this, but these podcasts should be a lesson for our clients. It's not that difficult to do. And you've just got to get past that initial trauma of, I'm in front of a camera. I hate being in front of a camera. Genuinely, I hate it. And it's only recently I've started watching the podcast. I think the first 5 or 6 times that I did them, I never even watched them. I thought, I don't want to see myself.
I don't watch them either.
Yeah, you don't watch them? I'm sure I told you to watch the last one. Yeah, you need to watch them. But I think my theory at the beginning when we first started doing podcasts was 9 of them have got to go in the bin. And we'll do the first 9, and we still put them online. But as far as I was concerned, they were not up to the right standard. And if we were to say this is our 10th one, this is, for me, our first proper podcast.
Hope.
Yeah.
Yay.
So let's hope we've not ruined this, and we've got a good podcast that people enjoy watching, and they've had some good insight into what's going on in the world of marketing and Trickle Up.
And that's it. That's a wrap. And I hope everybody's keeping up with us, because if they're early, they're probably on time. And if they want to know how this ends, they have to watch all our podcasts.
Excellent.
That's it from us.
Thank you.